I'm Ella.
I'm Jacob, and we're Off-Grid Camper Cafe. This is our 1979 Dodge B300 camper van, completely restored and ready to be a cafe.
We lived in it and restored it at the same time, so it took almost 2 years to complete that.
Yeah.
Bit of a slow process when we were living in it, but it was well worth it.
About 3 years ago, Ella and I were in Australia, and we were like enjoying our coffees, and we were missing, like we were kind of like
dreading coming back to Canada.
Home. Yeah.
And the coffee.
So we tried to come up with a scheme to make it happen so that we could have a cafe and have amazing coffee as well.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like what we went for. We came back to Canada, and 1 week later we found this guy. He was just like $1,300, like pretty rusty. The roof was caving in.
We were like perfect.
Yeah, it was like meant to be.
Yeah.
He looked like the one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Many hours and lots of teaching ourselves pretty much everything.
Yeah.
We're here serving the best coffee on Vancouver Island and beyond.
Yeah.
So welcome to the front of the house for the cafe. Here we have some retail items and all of our vegan baked goods, and a few of them are gluten-free as well. And my pottery. So when we bought the van, it was pretty much empty. There was a big bathroom unit back here. So Jacob did the fun job of knocking that down and pulling it out. When we bought the van, we didn't quite realize how bad the roof was until it rained one day, and we just drove off, and there was a big wave of water that came down the front of the van. So we realized there was a big puddle on the roof. So Jacob actually used car jacks and wood and like jacked up the roof with wood. So, and then he fiberglassed it and waited for it to dry, and now we have a beautiful roof.
And how did you insulate the van?
We used Havelock wool, and which is lamb's wool, I think. Yeah, wool. And then just some spray stuff on the floor as well. So this is our kitchen. We have our fridge that works pretty well to store all of our milk, and then over here we have our beautiful free oven that didn't work when we bought it, but Jacob fixed that up as well, so now it's all working. Some storage area as well. We have a small, well, it's not too small, but it's under the bed. We have a water tank, and we fill up our water, and then we have hot and cold water coming out of this tap, and then we have just this season upgraded to a water filter to up the game of our coffee, and we think it's made a big difference in the taste of our coffee.
So this is our 12-volt electrical system. This is something that I have put together myself with the help of some people that I met on Instagram, some other van lifers. So at the moment we're running a 100 amp hour lithium battery and 200 watt solar panels. Part of the vision for Off-Grid Camper Cafe is to be like fully self-sustainable and powered with solar panels and potentially wind turbines. So we're not quite there yet. At the moment we're charging our devices, all our lights, one of the fridges, and yeah, that's about it. Pretty big job, like big learning curve, trying to figure this out. Definitely possible, anyone can do it, and I recommend it because it's really rewarding. Another part of the system is this AC system. This was put in by a qualified electrician, and that's kind of just powering our coffee maker, one of the fridges, the grinder, and just generally other coffee appliances. The goal is to get this hooked up with our 12-volt system and get an inverter and some more panels, and yeah, we'll be off to the races.
This is our bed, and right now it acts as a storage underneath, but it's actually a queen size bed. Pull it out just like that, and then you have a queen size bed. Beloved diesel heater. So we lived in the van for about 2 months in the winter without it, and then we got our diesel heater, and it's been life-changing. This is like our serving area for the cafe. So Jacob made this little display case for the baked goods, and we have our POS system here, and then this is where we keep like the bags for the baked goods and stuff like that. The only coffee that we do from inside of the van is our drip coffee, because that's kind of ready to go, and then all of the specialty coffees get made out the back.
Welcome to the cafe bar. A hand sink, 12-volt fridge. We've got these Zojirushis, that's what boils our water, and this is something that I had to create for the cafe because we were doing hand-pressed espresso. They don't have a steamer, so this is kind of like what I came up with. It's just a pressure cooker with an attachment that's got a valve and then a steam one and a gauge. So yeah, it was like a lot of fun building this. The vent system is also used for our oven and for our cooktops inside. So yeah, it's just kind of like what I came up with. Like it's I like how it turned out. It's kind of like a industrial look. But yeah, it's also just functionality. That's just kind of like all that I could manage, and yeah, it turned out well. This is where the diesel goes in for our diesel heater. I've got a 10-litre tank on the other side. This is for the wind turbine that I plan to eventually have installed. Once again, it's a work in progress. We're getting there. And this is a light and just water combo. So if customers want to fill up their water bottles, or if they want to clean their reusable cups, then they can use this. And this light is for if you say like turning up to a campsite late at night and you need to like have a look around and see what's around you, get your bearings, or make sure that you're on a flat level spot, then this is what we use that for. I think like it's always been a dream of mine to live in a van. Growing up in Australia, I'd see photos of like these old camper vans, and there was something that drew me to that. But it wasn't until we had the idea for the cafe that it all came together. But yeah, like once again, it was just like functionality was one of the big parts of it. The fact that we could just jump in the van and have a place to live, and also have a place to make a living as well. I've learned a lot about Ella, and she's probably learned a lot about me.
Yes.
And living in small spaces, it's difficult, but it's really manageable, and it's a lot of fun as well. And we've just like learned how to respect each other and give each other space when we need it.
Learn patience, I think.
Yeah.
I've always been one to think things just can get done really quickly, but that's definitely not the case.
Yeah, to persevere and not give up, and to maybe, you know, disregard what people say to you about your ideas, because it's not the norm or hasn't been done before doesn't mean that it's not possible. Take people's advice, but don't take all of the advice, you know. Listen to the good stuff, disregard the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And just yeah, have fun with life. You can do anything you want. Yeah, we got lots of plans for Off-Grid Camper Cafe. At the moment I'm working on a second van for a second location, and I'm hoping that this second van is kind of like the idealist version of the van. We had a lot of constraints with this van, you know, because not only was it going to be a cafe, but we were also living in it. So this second van is purely a cafe, so we're going to have a lot of fun with that, and I hope that it turns out just as I anticipate. At the moment we are based in Port Alberni on Vancouver Island. Port Alberni's pretty much smack bang in the middle of Vancouver Island, about an hour and a half away from Tofino. And we're open 6 days a week at the moment, 7 till 5. You can find us at ogcampercafe.ca or on Instagram and Facebook, OG Camper Cafe.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please share it with a friend. Also, if you want to watch more alternative dwellings, we got a playlist popping up right here, and we release new episodes every single Sunday, so consider subscribing.